Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Thot Girls Summer. We have the legendary TFM, Turd Flinging Monkey, in studio today. TFM, do you have any stories from Thot Girls Summer from your time in the service?
Oh, yeah. I got stories of like the military is dirty. It's especially I was in the Navy, so you have girls just like I was on an all male ship once. I'm not gonna say which one, but we were on an all male ship. We were getting ready for a deployment, and uh, whenever you're getting ready for a deployment, everyone has to get their dental exams. They have to get cleared by dental, and so we didn't have enough time. There are a lot of people who hadn't been to the dentist in a while, and so they had to get their dental checkups before we started our deployment. So they brought on a dental, like a dental corpsman and some female dental assistants onto the
Uh-oh.
ship.
Oh, God.
So there was, yeah. So now what the thing is there were two female dental assistants. One of them was actually a fairly attractive blonde girl, but she had a boyfriend, and to her credit, she didn't do anything with anyone. She was just she didn't fuck around. But there was a short, chubby brunette
Oh,
one,
no.
and she fucked everybody. and and the thing is in the Navy, like people have no shame in the Navy. They will fuck a chick immediately after someone else just got finished coming, and like it's like fucking a vanilla pudding cup. Like they don't care.
Oh, fuck.
But TFM, you know that the shape of the human penis is specifically designed to scoop out other men's semen.
Yeah, but it's fucking gross, man. Like, so I don't care how hot she is. I don't care how thirsty you are. When there's another dude's cum dripping out of her pussy, and you're like, I gotta get me some of that. No, ew. Why?
Oh.
This is the story we came for, Drex.
They ran a fucking train. Well, no, they didn't just run a train. So she had like this kind of like a reverse harem, like like an anime. They have like a harem anime where there's like a guy, he's got like a dozen girls chasing. Like this girl had like a dozen guys around her at all times, hanging on her every word, and they're all just trying to get their dick wet. And they would it was just like fucking running a train on her, fucking her in every hole. Guys, like she ended up breaking a sink. They were fucking on a sink somehow, and she ended up breaking the porcelain on the sink.
Oh, shit. But you said she was chubby anyway, right? Short and chubby.
Yeah, she was short and chubby. But like in the Navy, it's like prison. Like think about prison. The Navy is like a floating prison. So you can't leave. You're underway for like 3 weeks at a time, and you're in port for about a week. But you can only leave the ship for a day or two because you have to do watches. So you have a month of income burning a hole in your pocket. You have 1 day to actually like get drunk or get laid. So that's why guys are always running to the whorehouse or running to the bar because they have no time. They're back on the ship the next day, and then it's another 3 weeks of nothing. So. And when it's an all-male ship, there's nothing happening. There's no like you could like jerk off to porn or something. That's about all there is. So when there was a girl on the ship, it doesn't matter that she's like a 2. Like, in fact,
Thirsty Thursday's a real thing.
And the Navy, honestly, if you're an ugly girl, like join the Navy. That is like you want to talk about your sexual marketplace value. That's a sexual marketplace value multiplier. Because if you're a 5 and you join the military and you join like the Navy or something, you're instantly a queen. Like they will worship you like you're like a fucking 10 out of 10. And if you're like an ugly, fat, chubby bitch, someone will still fuck you. I saw when I was in not boot camp, when I was in A school, like after boot camp, where you learn your job, the ugliest girl I've ever seen in my entire life.
No.
This chick. You know that movie Mask with Cher?
And there's a
guy
you better stop.
Elephantitis?
You better stop.
She looked like that. I'm not even joking. She looked like the fucking Mask, and she had pale freckled legs that had like cottage cheese rolls. She looked like someone took a fat old lady and smushed her down into like a normal body. And she was the ugliest thing. Like she under any normal circumstances.
So she was
no
a 0.
fucking way in hell. She was like, yeah, she had an aura. She was a 0. Like I like who would fuck her? You know who'd fuck her? Someone was fucking her because she got pregnant. Someone was fucking her and coming in her pussy.
Drex, now you have to take care of Susan.
No,
fuck.
But that's the Navy. It's like there's so few girls and you're underway for so long that you just like your standards go to shit.
You ever been on a submarine?
I wasn't on a submarine.
We just got finished talking with RPM. He was telling us some of his best stories from his time in the Navy, and God, they were good.
It was dirty. There was a girl. She was flirting with me, and she actually invited. She just like here's the thing. When girls are sluts, there's no time for hard to get. There's no time for romance. It's like, you're talking to them within 30 seconds. They're inviting you to their room. And I said no because no. And she just like moved on. Like, okay, I understand. Just next guy down the list. Like she was flirting with me.
Yep.
I said no. She just turned to now here's the thing. As a guy, imagine a girl is flirting with a different guy and she gets rejected. And then she turns to you. Most guys would be like, "Hey, I'm the silver medal." That's a little bit offensive. Like, I'm not the first guy you wanted to flirt with. Like, I'm your silver medal. Like, I feel a little bit hurt. But no, this guy didn't give a fuck. Yeah, he just like, fuck it. Yeah, I'm gonna get my dick wet. So he just like went off to her room and they fucked, and it was that simple. Like, he didn't care that like she was flirting with me first and I told her no. Like, he just knew he was gonna get laid. And man, it was so bad. And these girls, they didn't care. And the thing is, the guys don't care. Like, there are a lot of guys who wouldn't double up on a chick because it's kind of gay. Like, sure, you're fucking a chick doggy style, and while she's sucking another guy's dick, and you're high-fiving over her back. Now, if you're comfortable with your sexuality, the fact there's another naked man in the room may or may not bother you. But a lot of guys have a problem with that. They don't want to like see a bunch of naked dudes with their dicks flopping around while they're having sex. They want to like have some more intimate privacy. But in the Navy, all that shit goes out the window. Like there'll be like guys, your guys fucking her doggy style. She's sucking another guy's dick. 4 guys are jerking off on her at the same time. They're fucking surrounding her like it's a fucking human sacrifice, and they're like brazing her with their cum as she's like getting spit roasted by 2 other guys, and they don't think it's gay at all.
No,
like,
man.
You're jerking off with all these other guys in the same fucking room. You're all standing around naked together with a boner. Like, that's kind of fucking gay.
Oh man. Now, Leximus told us a story from the Army about a guy getting Fleece Johnson. Do you have anything like that?
Well, what is Fleece Johnson?
Oh, he's the booty warrior. If you ever saw Boondocks, you heard that? I likes you and I wants you. So he's based on a real dude who was taking cheeks, man. So he's known as the booty warrior.
Yeah, in prison.
In prison, that's him.
Prison. So yeah, there's no one was raping anybody. So the one thing is, in the military, they're very big on rape, and that's because like this happened before I joined the military. There was a really big scandal in the Army a few years back where there was like a lot of rape happening. Like, sergeants and everybody were basically raping their female subordinates and pressuring them into having sex, and it was a big deal. And a lot of people were sent to prison where they're turning big rocks into little rocks. So they're very big on consent and rape. There wasn't any rape, but there were some fucking skanks and some sluts. And like, I made up a joke about like, cause in an A school, all the females, their rooms were all on the first floor, which in the Navy is called a deck. So the first deck was all the female rooms, and the men slept on the second, third, and the higher floors. So all the girls were on the first floor. And so if you just like ask yourself like, oh, so and so, like, oh, who is she? Oh, she's the chubby slut on the first deck. And the joke was like that did narrow it down because all the girls in the Navy were chubby sluts on the first
God damn.
This was better than I could have hoped for.
That's beautiful. Oh, shit. Fucking TFM.
Yeah, the Navy's dirty. All the stories are true.
Dude, I know. We had my parents kept foster kids. One of the foster kids ended up going to the Navy. He's actually up in Norfolk now, and you know how Norfolk is if you're familiar with military communities and stuff. It's nothing but fucking thottery and cheating and infidelity and fuck shit.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
When the ships leave, like the ships will leave, and all the girlfriends, all the wives will go home, and they know for a fact their husbands or boyfriends are going to be gone for 6 months. So they'll actually have like a boyfriend move in.
Yep.
They'll have a guy like, and you'll see this. The ship will leave, and then guys will just start moving into these guys' houses, fucking their girlfriends or wives while they're gone, and they'll just leave when the ship's due to come home.
Yep.
And it's just like everyone's doing it. It's not everyone. It's like a lot of it. It's really, really fucked up. But it happened. It's so common. It's not even.
Well, meanwhile, you have someone beside you on the ship with a picture of a girl saying, "That's waiting for me at home," and she's faithful.
Well, no. The problem is the military actually sets men up to be divorce raped because they actually pay you extra money if you're married. It's called BAH. So if you're just a single guy, your pay is actually pretty dog shit. But if you're married, you could be low rank and you could still make good money because of the BAH. It's basically they give you housing allowance. So they calculate roughly what it would cost to live out in town, including rent and utilities. And they give you that so that you can live out in town with your family. Well, so what happens is guys, they get dollar signs in their eyes. And these guys are like E1s, E2s, E3s, like they're just at a boot camp. And they can basically triple their income by getting married. So these guys, and there's so many thots who literally just camp out outside of military bases, looking for these thirsty guys at a boot camp to marry them because it is their golden ticket. And the military knows exactly what they're doing. So these guys, they're basically incentivized financially to get married to women they barely know. And so there's women who prey on military men. They marry them, they get a baby, and then they just whore it up and everything. And these guys, like, they get completely ruined. And the military deliberately serves up the military man on a silver platter to the family court. Mm-hmm. Like, they will represent the woman. They won't represent the man. Yeah. Even though the man is in the military, the woman isn't. They'll represent the woman. And here's why they do it. It's really fucked up. When they divorce rape the man, they basically, because he's in the military.
Slave.
So as long as you're in the military, your housing is free and your food is free. Because you have a DFAC, a dining facility, or a chow hall, and you get BAH, and you have free healthcare. So you don't have a lot of expenses. You can basically live on base, live on the ship, eat the food on the ship, and you don't really have many expenses. So they literally give all of your income to her. So all your income goes to your ex-wife, but you're not starving. You have a place to live. You have a place to sleep. You're fine, but you can never leave.
Yep.
So they have you for 20 years.
They have you for 20.
Yep.
Even if like something happens, like, your kid, he turns 18. Well, after 18 years, you only have 2 years until retirement. So you might as well finish out your 20 years and get retirement. So they know that whenever they serve these young guys up to be divorce raped, they're literally getting them for 20 years. And you can never leave the military. No matter how bad they treat you, no matter what they do to you, you will re-enlist. They could send you to war, back-to-back deployments. You will re-enlist because you can't leave. If you try to leave, there's no way you're going to be able to keep up with your child support.
Yep.
Because she's getting all of your income. What the fuck are you going to do that's going to give you that? And then if you do increase your income, they can go to court and actually increase your child support based on your increased income. So you can't win. The only way to win is to basically stay in the military and live in the government-provided housing and get your government-provided food and get your government-provided healthcare and basically have very little in the way of expenses, and then give your wife all your money. And then do that for 20 years. And the military does this deliberately because they have a guaranteed supply of guys who are going to do their full term. And they'll never question anything. They won't stand up for themselves. They're broken slaves.
Yep, I told you, they're slaves.
Drex, how can these kids still have hope?
Well, they don't. Why do you think the military has so much suicide? But it's fucked up because the military knowingly does this. And they use, these young horny guys are just at a boot camp. A lot of them just get out of high school. They have some money. They have 3 months of pay burning a hole in their pocket. And then all these girls, I've seen it so many times. These girls will just love bomb these guys. So imagine being an 18-year-old kid. Now, usually what happens is you turn 18, all the girls your own age disappear because they're all fucking guys in their 30s and stuff with cars and money. So you either have cougars who are, ew, or you're basically getting love bombed by gold diggers who are trying to, and the military, because the way they serve the men up and they hook the woman up, it creates a culture of women who know this and they take advantage of it. So they will prey on these young military guys. They'll love bomb them. They'll try to sperm jack them. They'll try to get pregnant by them. They'll try to convince them to marry them because they know that when they divorce them, they're going to get everything on a silver platter. So it's basically you have these skanks and gold diggers on one hand, and you have the military, and they're basically inadvertently conspiring with each other to enslave you.
Honestly, I want to go back to the Thot stories. At least they were funny. You know what I mean? This is just depressing.
I don't think so. I think it's great. You know what? I gotta be honest with you. TFM. I think all of it is great. Right? The horrible guy. The guy's getting served up to the courts. I think that's great. I think the thoughts surrounding like buzzards is great. I think and here's why, TFM. It's pure, unadulterated truth, right? Now, TFM, you would go tell guys, don't do it, right? It's a scam. What does it say that a young man, even because like you said, now think about that. By definition, that's hypergamy, right? He's looking for the bigger, better deal. All they see, and RPM has said this, these guys see dollar signs. Because I know lots of military guys, right? And what I've noticed is they're the biggest simps. They're the first one, like you just said, they're the first ones to get married. They're the first ones to protect women, protect the country. I go, this country doesn't give a shit about you. They don't give one fuck about you. Okay? They don't.
It's actually, they're trained. Well, so think about it. Being in the military is inherently a sacrificial job.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're running towards people trying to kill you. So there is an element of heroism and sacrifice. So it's very easy to cross-pollinate where you have white knights and simps.
Yep. But see, TFM, I want the women to do that job because see, they're stunning and brave, and they're equal, right? So war deaths are 98% of war deaths are men, and I'm trying to convince guys not to be sacrificial lamb. And I tell them, no, that's a job for women. Getting blown up and coming back with hooks for hands, that's a job for women, not you. But these guys won't listen. TFM, I have said openly, I want to end all hope. I don't want men to have hope in relationships, right? I don't want them to go around going, but TFM, what about my unicorn? No. Okay. I don't want them at any hope. None. Zero. TFM, do you know who we had on last night? She was supposed to be on for 1 minute. She ended up being on for 2 hours. We had Vic Mignogna's mom on chat in the live chat, right? I asked her straight up. I said, Mama Vic, with all your experience, what you've seen out there, especially right now in the current climate, how many women out there can you honestly say what percent is marriageable? You know what she said, TFM?
Probably none of them.
0.
Yeah.
Not 1%. Or there's still some good girls left. She said she's proud to say that she doesn't have any grandchildren. She doesn't want them in this world.
Well, I mean, look,
it's a shit show.
All bad. It's not all bad. We have sex robots.
Shout out to Phil on that one. Hey, TFM, thank you so much for coming in, telling us your Thot Girl summer stories. Really appreciate it, man. We're going to wrap this up because they're supposed to be only 20-minute short segments.
Absolutely.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Hey, have a good night, TFM.